Hello and welcome to another session of Path to Abundance live show. Today we have a special guest, a guest who has mastered physiotherapy and was helping and serving clients, but has a deep inner calling to transform the lifestyle and the life of people because she knew that she can work on the outer world through her physiotherapy exercise, but the inner world was still little bit need some tweak. So let's welcome our guest for today, Dr. Supriya Joshi. Hello, ma'am. Welcome. Ma'am, you are on mute. Ma'am, you are on mute.
Thank you,
Yes,
thank you, thank you for the invite, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining this. I'm very happy to be here. Yes.
yes. So, first of all, my first question would be how you started this lifestyle. What made you feel that I need to go into this lifestyle coaching or mindset coaching? What so just a little bit 2 to 3 minute background. What you have achieved so far? What have you gone through it?
Sure.
Just tell our viewers who is watching us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook right now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question because I come as a healthpreneur, I come as a physiotherapist, and now I'm talking
Yeah.
about lifestyle mindset. Sometimes people feel this is a mismatch. I'll tell you what, this is not a mismatch. Reason being, for 20 years, I'm in the field of physiotherapy. So, my professional background, I started as a sports physiotherapist, and I was working very closely with athletes and all professional, national, international athletes. And what I realized is there was one thing very common in all of them was like they were able to one sustain success or they were able to digest failures very easily. You know,
Okay.
because that is the whole concept. Even in life, it's like either we are successful or we will face failures. But if we are able
Yes.
to match these, balance these, then it
Yes.
gives us amazing and the life which is upwards and onwards. Now,
Yes.
what actually triggered was because I was in a field wherein we were
Mm.
actually treating patients at a physical level. So, physiotherapy
Mm.
means we treat patients without medicines and we
Yes.
actually give them all biomechanical changes, their routines, their overall environment. So, all these things we were actually taking into consideration. But what was happening is we were having few of the cases, especially into a chronic case, you would say, a recurrent pains or recurrent stiffnesses. And we were like, okay, we are doing everything biomechanically, environmentally, we have made the changes. So, by evidence-based practice, this person should have got results. Okay.
Mm.
Now, there were
Mm.
times when either they were not getting results or the results were not sustained. Okay. So
Okay.
then they were like, okay, we need to dig in deeper and understand like from where these pains are coming. And what I saw
Okay.
is like there is overall a pattern, okay, in all these clients who are not, able to maintain that success in
Mm.
health, we would say,
Mm.
is
Mm.
deep down somewhere they were having somewhere the other beliefs about their health, and they were having repeated patterns of those blocked mindsets. And I was like, wow, so if we don't clear this, okay, how
Yes.
will they get results?
Yes.
Because one of the study now now the recent study shows that more than 90% of the cases, with all these chronic disorders also, these are called psychosomatic disorders. Meaning what?
Okay.
They start from your mind. Psycho is mind, okay, and soma is body. So why so many people have got shoulder stiffnesses, lower back stiffnesses, knee
Yes.
stiffnesses? Is
Yes.
because for years together they are carrying some belief system, they are carrying that mindset, and then
Okay.
that represents in a body as a somatic disorder. So what happened is I was like, okay, great. So we are doing all these biomechanical changes, we are giving them exercises, guidelines. Why not start working onto their mindset also parallelly? Okay.
Yes.
And then we did that. We were like, wow, this is fantastic because we started getting results. Now, agar results 80% the, now we have reached almost 97% success, which is
Yes.
amazing. And then not only that, we are able to sustain that. And then, because this concept, this all happened, I'll tell you, somewhere about 2019, 2020, and COVID was a blessing because we got,
Mm.
all of us got a lot of time to, study, read. And
Yes.
then I actually did a lot of research into this. First, I started as a practitioner into psychosomatic pain. And then I was like,
Okay.
wow, this concept, the changing the mindset, changing the belief system is
Mm.
applicable in each and every area of life, because
Okay.
ultimately business kya hai, money kya hai, health kya hai, these are all mindsets, right? If you
Yes.
have a business mindset, you can grow in business. If you have a health
Yes.
mindset, you can be healthy. So it's
Yes.
ultimately the same process, but depends on what is the priority and what is the concern of that individual. Yeah.
Okay. Such a great topic. It's such
Thank
a,
you.
like, I'm thinking that you are telling just my symptoms. If I'm feeling stiffness in my shoulders, and when we had interacted earlier and I was able to know about all these things, I tried to release my stress and I tried to calm down myself, and I had seen little bit of improvement. I have not done any medication,
Wow.
I have not done anything, but just by releasing my stress and making myself little bit calmer and little bit, it's okay, everything will happen, it has gone down.
Absolutely.
So yes, it really works, and thanks to you to give me such a quick short of advice at in our earlier meeting. Thank you so much. So I want to now understand what made you feel that this should be the right profession, or what was your inner calling which made you choose this profession? Earlier physiotherapy, and now, yes, yes, this is a natural progression, that yes, you are working on a external part of the body,
See.
but now you are working on the internal part as well. That is a natural progression. But what made
Yeah.
you feel that you want to serve humanity and the lifestyle and everything?
You see, I'll tell you what, because again, during the COVID, like it all actually started with a topic which is very close to today's session, which was a financial setback. Okay.
Yes.
Because in 2020, though I had got a lot of time to study,
Hmm.
but I had that time four satellite OPDs and three clinics. Okay.
Okay.
And because of
Okay.
COVID, everything was closed. And so I had
Yes.
actually more than 15 employees at that time. Even
Oh.
now I have 11. But then what we did is now, we, again, as a natural progression, we realized in that time, wow, we are overcommitted. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I also realized that I have taken up so much work onto myself. Okay.
Yes.
And when that work stopped, okay, because there was
Yes.
like a complete pause, it gave me something called as, identity crisis. Because many of us, we actually start identifying ourselves as our profession. जैसे आप coach हो, right? It happens that, we start associating our identity as a coach.
Yes.
My identity was a physiotherapist. Now
Yes.
when that went away, I was like, I don't know how to go about it. And that had the first impact onto my, finances. Because,
Mm.
once we say that your frequency goes off, it can start showing in any area of life. So for me, it was
Yes.
money. So my
Absolutely.
finances started collapsing. And
Yes.
then in order to get back to it, natural progression kya rahega? I started working more, right?
Yes.
Again, more marketing, this, that. I was like, okay, we will go
Right.
online. And then everything was like, it was feeling that, okay, these things are not working. And it was taking me more and more into, mental debt and financial debt. And then
Okay.
we call that, I reached a stage of burnout because I was like, how much efforts I am taking, those efforts
Mm.
are not actually giving me the results which I want.
Yes.
And fortunately, I found the right kind of mentors, and they told me, what you're doing is you're just taking actions, but you've not changed your inner reality. So,
Oh.
what you're doing is you're just banging your head against the wall. This is not going to help you. And I was like, wow. So in 2021 to 2023, 2 years, I literally worked onto myself. And, the clinics were going on, but I took a conscious call that, okay, I want to close the satellite OPDs, just focus on to the, the centers which we have. And more than that, I was like, okay, I want to give at least 3 to 4 hours every day for myself. And that's
Wow.
how I started growing. And that's how now, even now, I say that, when problems may come from anywhere, in any direction, I know that I am going to be stable and calm. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, if I can achieve this, okay, and if I have gone through this despite of having all the support from the family, despite of having all the team, so support systems and mentors were in place. Not like I was
Hmm.
always left alone, nothing like that. Not no like that tragedy story wherein people
Yes.
start from scratch, or nothing like that. But if, despite of having all these privileges, if I can go through all this, there are so many
Hmm.
people who are struggling with their basic needs, basic belief systems. So why not implement this and help majority people whom I come
Yes.
across? And so my all lifestyle coaching started first because anyway I'm still a practicing physiotherapist. So I meet more than 50 patients a day. So that
Wow.
means if I can start implementing, if I can start suggesting, okay, आप ये करो, this is going to help you not only in health but in your life.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that is going to, help me reach my bigger goals. And one of my mentor recently, last week, I was in Ahmedabad, and my mentor told me, when you start setting higher goals, you start growing as a person. So आपको, if you
Yes.
have to grow as a person, and if you have to
Yes.
succeed in life, you have to set goals. तो अभी जैसे ना कि
Yes.
1,000, 10,000 नहीं, I have to reach like 10 lakh people, so that that helps.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. And that brings me to remind me to the fact that once I set up my goal, if I talk about my story, I set up a deadline of getting debt free by 2025, and I achieved that
Yeah.
figure by January 25. So in 2019,
Wow.
I had an accident and I had two home loan at that time, and I was on bed rest. Two home loan, three personal loan, car loan, gold loan, hand loans from all relatives, credit card loan, EMI. So you can imagine all the loans, and I had that at that time in 2019. सारे loans थे मेरे सिर पे.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had a knee injury, and I was
Hmm.
operated, and I was like 4 months I was on bed rest, and no salary, no revenue, no income, nothing. And at that time I took a
Hmm.
absolute resolve ke in next 5 years I will be debt free. And by
Wow.
January 25
Wow.
I become debt
Yeah.
free.
Awesome. Awesome.
And now I had taken that I will be reaching to a certain milestone by 2030, and
Yes.
I'm already progressing on that milestone.
Absolutely.
So yes,
Absolutely.
you are totally right that when you set higher milestone, higher goals, the whole universe also conspires to make it happen.
Absolutely. And
So
in the process, we
yes,
also, like, people who are with us, they also start growing. It's like,
yes,
it's not we versus, it's
yes,
I versus others. It's like we,
yes,
right? So we grow as a team.
yes,
So absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
So, Supriya, just tell me how you help. Could you just give a brief intro of 1 or 2 minutes that how a typical patient comes, or a person comes? No, I will not call a patient, I will call a person comes to
Yes.
you for any
Fine.
of
Yeah.
their
Hmm.
issues or problems. And what is the 1, 2, 3 step which you take briefly, so that anyone who is watching, if they can also implement of a little bit of information in their life and see the impact, and later on
Right.
they might contact you, and I will give you contact details in the description. So what they can implement by watching this thing which you will tell them now.
Okay. So I will just, simplify the process. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say that okay, right now the discussion is about finance, but I will just like to give you a little bit brief about how a life will is. Now see,
Yes.
when we say that we want to have a happy and a
Mm.
successful life, a life which is fulfilled, okay,
Yes.
we need to work on to 8 areas in life. Okay.
Yes.
Now the areas are career, finance, their personal growth, okay, their health,
Yes.
relationship, it is a social
Yes.
relationship. Then it is a recreation, so that is hobbies, your travels, right?
Yes.
It is a legacy, what you're leaving behind, not necessarily finances, but how people would know you after you leave this world.
Yes.
and your spirituality. Okay, why
Yes.
spirituality is because ultimately we have taken this incarnation because we are progressing in our karmic journey, right?
Yes.
Now, in all these 8 areas, we say right now majority people are focusing onto their careers and finance, and which is why all 6 areas are right now seeing a dip, right?
Yes.
Now, when we
Absolutely.
start giving energy, priority to the remaining 6 areas, the life starts becoming more fulfilling. Happiness is another part, but then we say that, okay, I'm very healthy, I am very successful in my career, and I'm having a financial freedom. Great.
Wow.
That means that's exactly what a well balanced work life balance
Yes.
would look like, right?
Yes.
Now, when a client comes to me, whether it is a client who's having any specific career goal, finance goal, right, or health goal, so I first ask them that, we just like, how for financial planning, you may be helping your clients first to understand that, goal setting is the first and the basic thing,
Yes.
and many people
100%.
miss on to it. Okay. So,
Yes.
me
Yes.
just like, related to this session, if someone says, I want to earn more money, so they have to
Hmm.
define what more means, right? And the most important part in that is once they define that, okay, let's say it is 10 crores, 100 crores, whatever it is, they have to first give an answer to themselves and, of course, to me, because we have to work on this is why, right? And why is not like how a planner
Yes.
would do, like, if you have one, two, three, four aspirations and then that's how you come up to number. No, we say why as in what would happen when you reach that goal? How would you feel?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because mindset is all about how you're feeling and what your beliefs are, right? So
Yes.
let's say my goal is to reach 10 crores. And if
Yes.
I've reached that goal in next
Yes.
5 years, and if I've reached that goal, how would I feel? How will I
Hmm.
feel in my body? Okay, how will I
Now
feel
what
in my
next?
mind,
I
right?
will feel that yes, okay, I have reached this figure. Now what next?
Right? So, so this is something. So once you get that feeling, okay, you
Yes.
understand that feeling, we say that, okay, you have to now step into the shoes of that person who has already achieved. Okay,
Yes.
10 crores हो गया 5 साल में आ गया. Now when that
Yes.
person who that is your version only has
Yes.
already achieved that 10 crores, I
Yes.
ask them, okay, what are the thoughts that person is generating? What is the
Oh.
communication that person is having with money?
Oh.
Okay,
Wow.
now are you having guilt when you're spending money? Probably not, because you're already have you have reached that level. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Or do you feel that, okay, I'm financially now stable,
Hmm.
my family is taken care of, so now probably I can take care of my assets, my personal goals, my
Yes.
personal growth. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Okay, if the answer to that is yes, great. If the answer to that is no, probably you need to evolve your goal, right?
Yes.
If the person says, yes, I have reached that goal and this is what I'm feeling, my communication with money is now at a very high vibration, right?
Yes.
I'm so happy that I've got this money. I'm proud, I'm calm, I'm literally, joyous that I've got this. Fantastic. Okay, that means your thoughts with money are, on a positive, high vibrational zone.
Yes.
And then I ask now this person, what this person, he or she is believing. Okay, and what
Hmm.
is he or she is doing. Okay, so doing का मतलब क्या? Because people most of the times they feel that when they want to achieve something, when they want to manifest something, it's all the thinking process. But
Hmm.
action taking is also part into it, right? So if I have to achieve goal, that means I have to work, and I also need to parallelly invest in the right product, right?
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, those two things are not going to get aligned, right? So that
Yes.
means that person needs to start finding out the right resources, right
Yes.
environment, right accountability partner, maybe right coach, friends, whoever. But
Yes.
when that person reaches that mindset zone, he or she
Hmm.
can start attracting those people and resources. It may not be a
Yes.
person. It can be
Yes.
just a random blog onto
This
Google
is
and
this
you're
is a
like, wow,
bulb-on
Eureka,
moment.
I
This
got
is a, to be very honest, this is a bulb-on moment because many people think, यार क्या करेंगे सोच के, why we need to do this wishful thinking. But this is actually the starting point. जब आप वहां पहुंच जाओगे, how you will behave at that moment, that is how you will define your
yeah.
life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because Joe person. your version, your manifested identity wala zone, that person already knows that how he or she is believing. That
Yes.
person already knows what actions are taken. So,
Right.
just sit with yourself, and just then after that, we say, then just don't think about goals. Now just think
Mm.
about that, what that person is doing and what that person is thinking, and that
Yes.
is what
Yes.
keeps you in that zone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how
Yes.
it is. So
Absolutely.
usually this is the framework. So in every area, because now naturally you can imagine that these are all, the self talks, the
Mm.
communications which we have with ourselves. All
Mm.
this is dependent on something called as paradigm. That's our conditioning. Okay.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
conditioning is not what you are saying, thinking, doing right now. It comes from how you have, grown up. At times it also comes from your lineage. Okay, so let's say, so it happens that, when I'm talking to clients, so few of my clients have gone through that they were having, they were ultra rich, okay, their earlier generations, or they were very wealthy, but for
Yes.
some or the other reason they lost that fortune. Okay, now
Yes. Yes.
that fear is there, that doubt is
Yes.
there. This is
Yes.
carried on through the generations also, because what are we? I
Yes.
mean, we are having our parents genes, right?
Right.
So we carry that fear, we carry that trauma even in our genes. It doesn't mean we have to live with that and die with that. We can
Mm.
change it,
Mm.
but we can only do that when we are aware about it, right? So there are so many people, and I'm sure because you're working in this field, you would know. There are so many people, let's say if their goal is to invest 40,000 rupees in SIP, example,
Yes.
and right now they are investing 20,000. Okay.
Yes.
Now you tell them, okay, can we do 40,000 from next month? Okay. They're
No,
like, how
we
is
can't.
that possible? Not
Yes.
possible. School
Yes.
fees are coming. This is that.
Yes.
My mom is not well. I have
Yes.
this investment, this
Yes.
plan, I have to go for this trip. Okay, they will have 100 different reasons. Now,
Mm.
this person, let's say next year gets, very good rise, and he gets like 30-40% rise. अब जाके उसको बोलो कि can we increase it to 40 now? The person will have another reasons. Like, नहीं नहीं नहीं, not possible.
अगर
Okay, I have
हमारी,
1 2 3 4 5 6 6.
जस्ट टू ऐड ये कितनी बार एग्जांपल हो चुका है मेरे क्लाइंट्स के साथ. इफ आई टेल देम टू इंक्रीज, और
Yeah,
मैं अगर उनको बोलता हूँ ना दैट ओके सर आपकी अब सैलरी बढ़ गई, नाउ दिस यू कैन इंक्रीज एंड ऑल दैट. हमारा 2 लाख की अगर सैलरी है तो हमारा 5 लाख का खर्चा ऑलरेडी रेडी होगा. और अगर हमारी
yeah,
5 लाख की भी सैलरी है तो
right,
हमारे 10 लाख का खर्चा रेडी रहेगा हमारे यहाँ पे माइंड में. दिस इज
right,
ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी.
right,
यस. प्लीज प्लीज कैरी ऑन.
right. So that's exactly what a paradigm is. So जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि ये जैसे थर्मोस्टेट जैसे है, ठीक है?
यस.
जैसे है कि
यस.
आपके दिमाग में आपने पकड़ लिया है कि माय सैलरी इज गोइंग टू बी, और माय सेविंग इज गोइंग टू बी 20,000 रुपीज पर मंथ. ओके. Now, whether the salary increases, doesn't increase, whatever it is, if the thermostat is set at 20,000 rupees, okay,
हम्म.
40,000 koi kar bhi lega na with an effort, next
हम्म.
month something or the other will happen. Okay, we call that a sabotage. It's a process that, actually kuch expenses hote, kuch na kuch hota, and that person is not able to commit to that 40K. Why? Because the
यस.
thermostat it was set at
यस.
20K.
यस.
It also
एब्सोल्युटली.
works in opposite direction. It also works in a positive way also. So let's say actually this person unfortunately loses his work. Okay.
हम्म.
But he or she will make sure that 20,000 to hona hi hai, because that's a paradigm, that's a conditioning. So, it keeps us safe, but the
हम्म.
paradigms do not let us grow.
हम्म.
So, they just keep us at that level, that comfort level. So the idea is, why set higher goals and why take consistent actions is to break these conditionings.
Break these patterns,
Break these
break
patterns,
this
break this
this
pattern.
old conditioning patterns which has basically ruined our life. So yes, I totally agree. And your work and my work, you are working on the mindset, I am working on the financial aspect, on the executing, on creating definite 5 to 6 crore corpus which will give them a good financial freedom, passive income. So thank you so much, Supriya, for enlightening us, for so great insights. It is personal enlightenment for me as well, because when we talk to the clients, clients have so much of initial resistances and blockages and things that मैं तो बढ़ा ही नहीं सकता अपनी सैलरी, मैं तो इंक्रीज कर ही नहीं सकता अपना एसआईपी, मैं तो स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट कर ही नहीं सकता, मैं जब भी करता हूँ भाई, ये आपके ओल्ड बिलीफ पैटर्न्स है, प्लीज रिकॉग्नाइज दिस. एंड whoever is
Yeah,
watching this, listening to this on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, please identify these patterns. And once you start identifying and the reasons which are creating these patterns, and once you identify the reasons which are creating these patterns, you can easily break them.
absolutely.
So thank you so much, Supreji. We have come to the
Thank
end
you.
of our podcast. I last 30 seconds, 1 minute. What is your key takeaway? What you can tell our viewers who is watching and who is listening to this, that he or she should start taking immediately these 1, 2, 3 steps which will help them to at least come out of their resistances and move towards a path to abundance, move towards a good lifestyle, move towards a thing. What is that you combine them with your therapy, identifying and giving them in such a manner that people feel that yes, हमारी तो लाइफ चेंज होगी.
Yes, so actually life change करने का power हम सब में है. Okay, we are
Yes,
just the facilitators. So
yes,
I will just quickly share the framework so it will be very easy for you to relate. See, the framework which I
yes,
use with my clients is AIM. AIM. So A
very good.
stands for awareness. You have to be
Okay,
aware that, okay, probably there is something which is blocking me from getting the results. Okay. वो
okay.
क्या है, that can be explored later. Okay.
Hmm.
But many people are like, they are so comfortable with their current zone, okay, current lifestyle, that they don't even understand that there could be something in their mindset which is blocking it. Otherwise, like,
Yes,
it has nothing to do with your knowledge, your experience. आपने वो चाय वाले का नागपुर का देखा होगा, right? There were so many people who are jealous, like, what is this? This chai wala is earning so many crores. How come that happened?
yes,
I was thinking what mindset that person would be having.
yes,
No, that's why we say there are so many well-educated double graduates, kya kya hai, but they are not able to reach their goals is because they're not aware about what they are thinking, what their
yes,
self-talk,
yes,
right?
yes,
So, first is awareness. Second is I, that is inner reset. Inner reset is you have to understand your beliefs, your thoughts, and your actions, whether they are aligned to your goals or your desires. Okay. So,
yes.
first sit down with yourself, sit down with your coach, your accountability partner, and do that inner work first.
Hmm.
And then the next step is M, which is momentum, that is actually taking the action. Many a times people fail because they start from A, that is awareness. Okay, I
Hmm.
have a problem, I have to reach here. And
Hmm.
they directly go for M, that's momentum. Right?
Yes,
आज मैंने decide किया मेरा 64 weight I have to reduce it to 54. I start running from tomorrow. What will
yes,
happen? It will not be sustained unless and until I'm
yes,
actually sitting with myself and working on to the inner core belief. So yeah,
yes.
that's how it is.
So just go for the aim. Awareness, inner reset, and M for
And momentum.
mindset. Momentum,
Momentum.
yes, momentum, momentum. Such a great, lovely 3 words. Just 3 letter. Just you can implement because this 3 letter word can totally. I am feeling quite energetic by just listening to your talk
Thank you.
and just imagine that if anyone comes to your coaching and if they do the session and they will literally feel that transformation in itself. Lovely talking to you, Supriya ji. I am so much
Thank you.
grateful and thankful to you that you had given us such precious time from your busy schedule. And it was lovely talking to you. And it was a heartwarming discussion on how people just by focusing on this 3 letter word aim, just awareness, inner reset, and momentum. And you can literally take the next step because we do not have to focus on the next 5 kilometers, we just have to focus on the next 50 meter 100-meter journey, And we, if we can continue to complete that 50-meter, 100-meter journey, 100-meter, 100-meter, then that it will take you to the 10-kilometer and the 100-kilometer and the 1,000-kilometer journey itself. And journey for 1,000 miles start with one step. So it was
Absolutely.
awesome discussion, and thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you so much, Supriya ji. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your patience. And I'm sure that if you have any questions, do reach out to Ravi sir. Thank you. Have a
Okay.
great time.
Thank you. Thank you. So, friends, this was another a great episode of Path to Abundance live show where we invite so much, we invite guests and they talk about their specialties. And my whole aim is just to help you with different voices, different niche specialties who are working so much good in their space. And by listening to them, you can take that next step towards bringing the total transformation. If you have any question related to anything, just DM me. I will be more than happy to help you. And please take that next step, whether it is a 500 rupees SIP, whether it is a 5-minute walk, whether it is a 5-minute meditation, or whether you want to lose 5 kilogram of weight. Thank you so much. With this, I'm so much grateful and